Hello, guys. Welcome, everybody, to Purple Haze Podcast. I'm your host who bleeds purple and gold, Isaac. Basically, I figured out what I'm going to talk about today. So, what I was going to talk about Monday, now I'm going to talk about Friday. But, we're going to talk about, it's not really like a football type of topic, what this can happen and this can happen, but what should happen is for the head coach, what I'm going to talk about. And if you think but here's the deal though. So this is basic. I'm going to talk about and go on a little bit of a rant, today about that this is KOC's big year. This is 2024 is his year right now. So I mean, what basically can Kevin O'Connell learn from Kwesi Adofo-Mensah, What the 180 we saw from Kwesi, He had two off years where, the 22 draft class, where he traded up and got Lewis Cine instead of Kyle Hamilton, and traded up for more picks instead of quality over quantity. And then, the 22 off season was okay. Free agency was okay. 23 free agency. And throughout the 23 off season, did nothing about the offensive line, did nothing about defensive tackle, even though maybe he technically did nothing, but whatever. He did nothing about those things, and those were disasters. So, yeah, that ended up in a huge disaster on those two seasons, which translated into the regular season, where a season has basically gone. And then 24 off season. Think about the 180 he did in the 24 off season from those 2 years. He adjusted and he says, you know what? We're not making this mistake anymore. I'm going to do it, do my signature move, and make it now. And you know what? He was aggressive. He preferred quality over quantity. I can't even speak right. And in free agency, he went after positions that were of need. Like, we needed a running back. We needed some defensive ends to replace DJ Wonnum and some Danielle Hunter. All those slots are filled in. So, look at the adjustments that Kwesi Adofo-Mensah, that's what Kevin O'Connell needs to do, for the last 2 seasons, just from the coaching standpoints, not the locker rooms or speeches, just leave those out of there. And then the last 2 years, coaching X's and O's, play calling, player personnel, or maybe prepare for big games, I don't know, and just clock management. It hasn't been that great, really, for Kevin O'Connell. It really hasn't, but I'm not a hater of this guy. Just in case if you think I'm a big time hater, like, oh my gosh, I hate Kevin O'Connell. That's more likely untrue. Here's the deal. Because here's the deal. I'm just speaking facts of what I actually see, and I'm actually an observer. And if I see he's coaching a good job, then I'll say it. But if he did a bad job, I will say it. Like, there's just no in between with his channel. But here's the deal. Because he has 2 years, okay? Every single coach has a bad year. You can't do anything about it, really. Every single coach that we've had in this history, as far as I'm concerned, I haven't been watching football that long, but I guarantee you every single Minnesota Vikings coach had a losing record. You can prove me if I'm wrong, but every single Vikings coach has had a bad year. with a losing record. Every single coach. That includes Kevin O'Connell in his first 2 years. I mean, he seems like such a nice guy, though, to be honest with you, but he seems like such a nice guy, so I'm not like that guy, to be like all up in him, just getting after him. But you know what? Because here's the deal. I'm willing to give him a chance. Of course, I'll give him a chance, 2024. I think there's no really excuse really to, adjust from the mistakes that you made as far as like that. Or, if you can't do it, then I said before a ton of times, give the play calling to somebody else. If you can't, you can just be the eagle's eye. Nothing wrong with that. Just because you're head coach doesn't mean you have to play call one thing or another. You can give it to somebody else and just be the guy to watch over and spectate and just talk over things and be the motivator, So I feel like this is a very big year for Kevin O'Connell because you have a rookie quarterback out of J.J. McCarthy, which you failed to develop develop Jaren Hall. So this is a big one. So J.J. McCarthy is a first rounder, so there is no reason why you shouldn't develop him in a proper way, He said it in his press conference before, oh man, I would run through a brick wall for J.J. McCarthy. Okay, yeah, I get that, but you have to actually do it. Because words mean nothing. Actions speak louder than words, is what they all say. So I have to see it to believe it. But right now, you have a lot of weapons on you now. And you probably have a much better defense to maybe help some of the miscues, but a perfect defense doesn't win you a game every single time. So I would actually go with, so you have a lot of weapons. You have Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, TJ Hawkinson, everybody. Aaron Jones might help you if you're going to run the ball a little bit, but I feel like, though, you need to actually really do it, because I would love to see that. I would really love to see that out of Kevin O'Connell, and also the schedule gets a little bit tougher. You have all AFC South opponents. You have the Jets. You have, the Giants, whatever. The Jets have a tough defense. AFC South opponents are pretty decent. They're actually pretty good competitors. The NFC West the NFC West minus the Cardinals are pretty decent. You got the Falcons, you got and you also got your NFC North rivals, which are going to be tough too as well. The Packers, Bears, and Lions. As much as I hate to say, they might actually be really tough. So this is Kevin O'Connell's big year to prove himself, to really prove himself. If he gets fired, if we see the same exact thing and you have a losing record and you get fired, I think that's completely fair. To be honest with you, I think that's completely fair. So, so a message to Kevin O'Connell. This is your year, man, and I'm counting on it. And I can't wait for you to, and I want you to prove it, and I want you to. So that's what I think. He has some adjusting to do this season, and we'll see how it goes, guys. We'll see how it goes. Let me know in the comment section below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Skull.